Hey guys, Marstinkin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, coming up on Global very soon, we are going to have the release of the Power Absorption stage of Super Battle Road. In fact, by the time this video goes up, I think the stage comes out in, what, like 4 hours, something like that, if you're watching this as soon as the video goes up. So, the Power Absorption stage should be pretty straightforward. I haven't done team building guides for specific Super Battle Road stages for a while, so I figured what I would do for this one, I wanted to talk about this one specifically because this is a very special one for Global. So I wanted to talk about it, and then we can talk about the team building a little bit. I'm not going to do as in-depth of a guide as I normally do, but the reason why this one is special is obviously this is stage 60, so this is the final stage of this set of 10 that Global has slowly been surely getting since the Planet Namek Saga stage came out. And so, of course, what this means, as you can see from the list of missions here, is that when you complete stage 60, you get the 10th available piece of the support memory, Goku Gets Married. So what this means is, if you've done all the other stages already, this is the 10th and final piece of the support memory. That means you are now going to be able to use the support memory in battle. And the reason why that's important is because this is one of the best support memories in the game. The Goku Gets Married support memory gives Goku family allies attack and defense 10% in battle. So that's it. Just 10% attack and defense for all Goku family units from turn 1 until you beat the event. So this is obviously really good because their Goku family has some of the best units in the game, like they are Goku family units. So you think about STR Goku and Gohan and their team. You think about, like, Global just got the Easy A for LR Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We just got the Easy A for LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Think of all the great Goku family units. Hey, Tech Gohan's on there for all you Gohan stands, all you hybrid stands. You can run a hybrid Saiyans team that is very optimal and can beat even the Red Zone. That is all Goku family units. So this support memory is incredibly good and very much worth having. So if you haven't done any of these stages, if you've missed any of these 10, I should say, try and make sure you get these done, and then of course do the new one, and then yeah, you will get this Goku family support memory. Very good. I'm looking forward to trying this out actually in game. 10% attack and defense, permanent buff. This is going to be very powerful. So power absorption, it's not the biggest category in the world, but there are some very strong options, especially kind of depending on how lucky you've been with the recent banners. So, again, I'm not going to do a full-on in-depth team building guide like I often do for some of these stages and like the Easy A's and stuff, where I go over every single unit in detail. But we'll go over a couple of the leader options you could use, and then we'll go down the list here and talk about honourable mentions. So if there are any units I don't mention that you think I should go over, that you think would help people out a lot in this event, let us know down below in the comment section. But let us go ahead and have a look here. So, first of all, of course, if you pulled AGL Cell, you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. One of my friends on JB told me that using double cell leads literally got a no items run on the first attempt without even really trying, because Cell is absolutely crazy. So he leads power absorption, and then of course if they are also androids, then it's a 200% leader skill. He raises defense on super as well as infinitely stacking attack. But the thing about first form Cell, which has made him a little bit of a liability in things like the Red Zone or, you know, single boss events, is that he gets a lot of buffs, including chance to dodge when there are multiple enemies. So in Super Battle Road, he can be very good. Now, obviously, on turn 1, you know, you put him in slot 1, he could easily get hit with a super attack, he might not dodge. So he still suffers the same sort of issue that in slot 1, his defense isn't exactly crazy high. But against multiple enemies, he does have that dodge chance. So if you have AGL Cell, obviously you want to use him as the leader, and then this team is going to be very effective. Then we have the LR Bootanks. I still think LR Bootanks is pretty good. Super Battle Road, I guess, like these harder stages are going to show his age a little bit, because with no item active, like if you're not getting his 18 key super and raising that defense, he's probably going to take quite a bit of damage. Even with one stack, he could take a bit of damage. Like, we're talking if you have no item active, obviously. But he can be very good. He's obviously the next best leader if you don't have Cell, with the HP 130 and 170 to attack and defense, but he does give 4 key. He recovers HP at the start of the turn, which is always nice. He gets extra key with orbs, as well as having the chance to additional. So he can be very, very strong. Cell obviously has the better leader skill and is just probably the better unit overall, to be fair, especially when it comes to Super Battle Road. But this will be the next best pick for lead for a lot of people. Then, if you want to start diversifying into, like, different mixtures of the category, you have units like LR Super 17, who has an android's leader skill for 4 key and 150%. That would obviously allow you to bring a cell friend, and then you can make a full team that is made up of androids that are also on power absorption, and then that team will function perfectly fine. Now, LR Super 17 can be a bit of a liability, because he needs androids and target Goku allies on the team. If you're building a full android team, obviously it's not going to be too bad, but he doesn't get damage reduction until the next turn after he gets the first hit, so he can be a bit of a liability on his first turn, but he can be pretty good. If you have him on turn 1 and he ends up taking a bunch of hits, you could get his active skill, but he has to be hit 7 times, but it does a nice bit of damage as well as lowering attack and defense, so he can be a good go-to option. For that same reason, I bring up the AGL Android 13, just because he's an android's leader, so again, you could just use him in combination with Cell. He's a much weaker unit nowadays. You know, we saw when we were doing the androids ESBR attempts that he does take quite a bit of damage, but he can stun on Super. He has a 30% stun chance, so in Super Battle Road, that can come in very, very handy as well. So he can be pretty good. He does also support Android's allies, so he's going to be helping out Cell and units like Super 17. So if you're majorly lacking in leads, you can run him, basically run a full Android power absorption team, and then bring a Cell friend. And then the last unit I brought up here was the Int Cell, because he leads Android/Cell Saga. So in the exact same way, you can run him and then a bunch of the Android/Cell Saga units that are on power absorption, and then run a Cell friend. So those are the best options for leaders, in my opinion. Now, if we quickly flick back over, just have a look. Like I say, normally in these bigger team building guides, I bring up the pages like this for every unit that I want to talk about. But we'll just go back to the category list here. So the Buu Piccolo is a support unit that supports power absorption regardless of their other categories, and he can stun and he has built-in dodge, so he's probably like a must-run unit on this team. He has a power absorption lead, but it's only like 130%, so if you really are lacking, you could obviously use him as a leader. Prime Battle Cell doesn't have his Easy A yet, although his 12 key can heal, so that can be pretty good. We didn't talk about the AGL Super 17, but obviously he's a very good tank. I think he's better than the Tech one in a lot of scenarios, so if you are running Cell or just one of the other power absorption or Android leads, I would probably run AGL Super 17 over the LR, especially if you have more dupes in the AGL one, because he can be very, very good defensively. Skinny Buu can be pretty decent as long as you have other Buu units to link him up with. He has a lot of defense as well as a 50% dodge chance for the first few turns, so that can be very good. This Cell is a very solid support unit for Extreme Class, who also gets the chance to do additionals if there's multiple enemies, and each of his super attacks raises his defense, so he can be very good in here as well. Obviously, Jiro and 19 are kind of a powerhouse unit. Now, looking at the list of enemies, this Goku has a Ki Blast Super. I'm assuming this Vegeta does. I think this Piccolo does. Yamcha might not, unless he just does the Kamehameha, but I think he does the Wolfang Fist. These two, I think they don't have Ki Blast Supers. I think they have combos beforehand. I'd have to double check. But Jiro and 19, there are going to be some enemies that you'll be able to absorb the Super. But even if you can't, even if none of the enemies had Ki Blast Supers in this stage, after they super, they have really, really good defense, and they are a 40% support unit for Androids allies. So if you are bringing a bunch of Androids, like these guys are a go-to. Like under Cell's 200% leader skill, they are actually very, very powerful as well. So very good option. The Int Barbody Absorbed Buu, if you have him, if you summon on heroes, is really good because he's a defensive support unit, gives all allies defense. He can also stun. He raises defense on super, so he can be really good. Second form Cell, he needs to super first, but then his stats are really good, and he provides support to Extreme Android/Cell Saga, so he's really solid. Easy A Android 21, she's good. She heals when she attacks. She lowers the enemy's attack. She can be pretty solid overall. She's not crazy powerful, but she's pretty good. STR Omega has that passive ability to lower all the enemy's attack by 40%, which for Super Battle Road is really, really good. So he's actually a decent option for the team as well. Then we have the physical Super Buu. he's a bit of an older unit. Some of the 55% units, or sorry, 50% support units don't hold up super well, but he heals on super, he's supporting extreme physical, so if you are bringing the LR boot tanks, they can work pretty well together, as well as units like physical Omega Shenron, who now has his Easy A and is really good. Obviously in Super Battle Road you can bring units with the same name, so you could bring him and the STR one. Whilst they won't link up together, the physical one does also nerf the enemy's attack with his passive, so if you end up with both of these guys on rotation at the same time, even without an item active, the enemies are not going to be doing a lot of damage. So the category is pretty small, but it does have some strong options. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some people who just can't build a good team for this stage because the category is pretty small. There are some free-to-play units on here, but some of them are really not so great. But I think this one will be pretty decent as long as you have a few of these keystone units, especially if you can run an androids leader of some kind and then bring an AGL cell friend. Or obviously even if you're running Bootanks as the lead, right, his lead is power absorption and Cell is obviously on power absorption. So Cell friend is the way to go 100% as long as you can fit him under the leader skill of whoever you're running, which you should be able to because it's power absorption all around pretty much. So let me know what you guys think down below. What are your team builds going to be? Are you looking forward to the Goku support memory? Where's the first place you're going to use it? I imagine a lot of people are going to say Red Zone Broly, but let me know down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.